I hereby declare that for the next 4 hours under this dome, liberty shall reign. We will not search you or stamp you or stop you or use your cell phones to track you when you go to the toilet. And I promise you today that Ron Paul will get more than 89 seconds. We are here to celebrate the life and legacy and ongoing work of Dr. Ron Paul, a man who wouldn't take a bribe, who won't work with the lobbyists, a man who wouldn't take a congressional junket because he knew it was a paid vacation, a man who wouldn't participate in the congressional pension because you didn't get to have that opportunity, who never voted for a tax increase, who never voted for an unbalanced budget, and who refused to go in to buy stocks and then go into little rooms with his colleagues to decide on the legislation and the regulations that would make those stocks go up and down. He is a clean boat in a sea of garbage. He is untouched. And we celebrate his wife, Carol Paul, the First Lady of Liberty today. Now, my task as first speaker was to help define what we're doing here. And I read a blog just a couple of days ago. It said that this event was in bad taste. So I decided that instead of defining what we're doing here today, I would take the time given to me to define bad taste. This is not bad taste. This is the right of free assembly. Now let me define for you bad taste. Bad taste is booing the golden rule. Bad taste is hundreds of brown-shirted young men with jackboots and machine guns driving around the streets of Tampa in golf carts. You could have at least put them in blue. Bad taste is snuffing out every vestige of democracy from the precinct caucuses to the district conventions, to the county conventions, to the state conventions, and giving all the power to 10 white fat men who will hereafter meet in a room and decide what everything will happen in their party. Is making that decision and then sneaking off to your hotel room, refusing to talk to the press or refusing to meet even with members of your own delegation. Bad taste is telling poor people that they are getting benefits and they're not paying taxes for it while you rob them blind with the tax of inflation, and by tinkering with the monetary system, you are taking from those very poor people. Bad taste is taking away. Bad taste is taking away from the middle class the only wealth the value of their homes. Bad taste is crushing the poor and the elderly, wiping out their retirements. And I'm glad you brought up the Fed, because bad taste is auditing a waitress to make sure she pays taxes on her tip money, but not auditing the Federal Reserve. Because he said it was a distraction. Isaac is a distraction. This is liberty. I'm supposed to welcome the delegates, and they've begun to arrive. And we welcome you, delegates. We can't begin to catalog all the stories of what you've been through. And while we are glad you've made it, we charge you to remember that for every one of you, there are 10, 20, maybe 50 other delegates who were also duly elected, who didn't get here. Carry them with you in your hearts throughout the Republican National Convention this week. Some are so traumatized they aren't even here at our event. But we remember you. We know that some of you were shut out, locked out, lied to, told that the nays have it when we can all see on YouTube that the ayes had it. We followed people out to parked cars where they locked in the trunk the voter rolls so there couldn't be a call of the vote. We have people here who experienced broken bones, who were arrested, who were deprived of water, air conditioning, and toilets for hours at a time in 100-degree weather, and none of it was reported in the national media. In Nevada, the verbal memo came down that if a Hispanic came to the microphone, turn it off. In Minnesota, the verbal memo came down. Any delegate under the age of 50, don't vote for them, they're a Ron Paul person. In Missouri, Colorado, and Indiana, attempts were made to keep anyone who had been a registered Democrat, Libertarian, or Independent 4 years before from voting or participating in the process. Now, I would like everybody here who is under the age of 50, Hispanic, or was once a Democrat or an Independent, I would like you to all stand. Used to be a Democrat or an Independent. If they don't want you, liberty will take you. In the coming days, stay standing please. In the coming days you will read stories and you will see commentators on television and they will say that this is the extreme wing of the Republican Party. And I tell you that young people, Hispanics, and former Democrats and independents are not the extreme wing of the Republican Party. Their meeting starts tomorrow a few miles away. What are we? And it is written on your ticket, we are the future. Now we're going to hear in just a few minutes from a great opera singer. Many of you know Will Hurd. He's a philanthropist. He donates a lot of money to many causes, but before he comes to sing, we're asking for a convocation. I'm introducing to you a man the Washington Post calls the most powerful behind-the-scenes figure in the evangelical Christian world. Business Insider calls him the ultimate insider. He organized pastors in pews. He organized the great event at Reliance Stadium for Rick Perry. And now, he is the latest torch for liberty. Please welcome to pray our invocation, David Lane.
Thank you, Doug, for giving me this opportunity. It's interesting that a political operative, a political mechanic, is being invited to give the invocation. But I'm perfect, because 30 years ago, I was the wildest man ever lived, and I got mercy and grace. So for 2 minutes, as we begin to celebrate freedom, and Dr. Paul, will you bow your heads with me and ask the Lord to bless what we're going to do? Jesus Christ, Son of God, Lord of life, have mercy on me, a sinner. Jesus Christ, Son of God, Lord of life, have mercy on those in this room and for those listening to my voice. Lord, you said, peace I give. Jesus bless the witness of Congressman Ron Paul, his life of service and giving to the least of these, innocent, unborn babies. To Congressman Paul's long witness of limited government, bless the witness of Congressman Paul and Mrs. Paul, 50 years of marriage. Marriage, an institution created by the living God. Jesus, to those in this room and viewing this celebration of freedom and the honoring of Congressman Ron Paul, bless them for the years of giving to Dr. Paul. Hundreds of thousands of hours donated and given and treasury, and to serve a cause higher than themselves, freedom. In your economy, Lord, you said it is better to give than to receive. To the friends of Dr. Paul, listening to my voice quietly in your heart, would you thank the Lord for Dr. Paul and his courage to stand? Jesus Christ.